we live in a world that the music industry means everything when it comes to the Billboard charts, the top 40, and especially streaming services like Spotify, Pandora, YouTube Music. You get the gist. But that doesn't mean I always like this, especially how stupidly popular it does get, especially in today's age. Whatever happened to exploring new genres of music that actually is worth our time? Whatever happened to actually being honest and actually being real with ourselves when making music? I know the music industry and artists will say that, but in my opinion, most don't really show that anymore. I'm not talking about canceling the managers or artists from doing unforgettably cruel or horrendous actions like sexual assault, being racist, homophobic, transphobic, whatever. I'm only talking about the most popular things that don't involve as much controversy today, and I do mean how this generation views on how music should sound and even look like for us. So, I'm going to be talking about the three main music genres today that loves exploitation and loves to make money more on the most, instead of actually being what it should be, making music. Let's start off country music. This one I feel is the least fake in my opinion, but it's nothing new to say how annoying this genre of music it is for today. It might be usually the last music style to talk about unless feminism or over the top social justice that these SJWs love to exploit, but country music has its own set of problems too. Most of the time, it's about being quote unquote real or my hometown in the most American stereotypic way, but it's not much better for just rappers making music about dancers shaking their ass and throwing money on them. What I mean to say is that it's very cliche and overdone. So far, that's my main problem in the country genre. I'm gonna go off the list later on. The other problem of country music today is that they are usually politically over the left or over the right. There's no middle ground politically. They will usually sing about how strong a woman is without a man, or complain about how they can't get a woman or have too many women on their mind, just to name as examples.
In February, Wallen was caught on camera using the N-word after a night out partying. His music was quickly pulled from radio stations and streaming services, and his music label suspended his contract.
I was wrong. It's on me. Take ownership for this, and I fully accept any penalties I'm facing.
What an odd thing to say.
Whenever this music style isn't being played enough on the radio and streaming services, they'll make music that's clearly fake and partying up about their hometown place or living the lifestyle like rappers are, or write songs about what's popular at the moment, like I just said. So basically, they'll just try to do what pop stars and rappers are doing, but the problem is that over time, it shows how extremely dated it'll get over time. Yeah, talking to you, Florida Georgia line. Country music is more than just that. If you actually listen to the music that came out before the 1990s that were made by country singers, done by Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline, Michael Nesmith, Dolly Parton, and so on, you will see that it's more than just their hometown and more than just the American stereotype. And so many others wrote and created their own ways that not even today's generation can make. It shows that what they can make is more timeless and more meaningful. And yes, even more creative than how country music is today. Well, I don't think it's the main problem today. I mean, sure, you do get country singers that are more on the right than they are on the left, but that doesn't always mean they're criminals. They just don't know when to shut their mouth. That's all I really just had to say about that music genre. Another style of music I have a problem with is pop music. I know the term pop music literally means popular for short, but this genre will literally make anything popular, even if it's not timeless, if it's just outdated over time. I know that's what pop music is all about, but I said before, that doesn't always mean it's good or timeless. Do you remember when Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Stone Sour said that pop music is over autotune and insulting? A lot of people got offended and pissed off when he said that, but I also think he makes a really good point about this. A lot of the pop stars and other workers in the music genre will do the bare minimum to make a good song, which is teaching this generation the wrong message. It's teaching others that it's okay to over auto-tune your voice and instruments, even if you're not talented. No, You have to work hard to make a good song. And I know it's black and white to say this, but talent means everything. Corey Taylor also mentioned how bad pop music can get when he said in this interview here.
Yeah, there's those moments where, especially when I'm hanging out with my kids, and I hate to throw them under the bus.
Oh, no.
When they're kind of listening to what passes for popular music, and I'm just going, it's like, I think I can describe it in the book, I feel like I'm being stung by like 1,000 bees all at once, because it's just, it's so auto-tuned, and it's so beat corrected, and it's so canned and processed and lifeless. And I mean, you might as well be listening to a fucking piece of wood at that point. It bothers me, because I put so much into everything I do. I put so much into my music. I bleed for it and die for it every goddamn night, you know? And to watch these people basically like a computer go through the motions and do all the work for them, it's insulting to everyone out there who has more talent and less attention, you know? So then I kind of end up sitting there just kind of stagnant in my rage, just going, well, what do I do? Everybody, I mean, you know, at this point, you know, the popular usage would dictate that that music is good because everybody listens to it. I think people listen to it because they feel like that's the only choice they have, you know? So I've been just slowly but surely kind of trying to put the message out there. Like, there's other types of music. There's better types of music. There's better musicians. There's better performers. There's songwriters. There's everything. Instead of this fucking Candyland, Disney, Kid Bop, fucking, that's what I call shit music. Volume 2007. It's fucking ridiculous.
I'm sorry, but he's right. I think the reason why so many people got pissed off about this was because he was too honest. That's another problem with pop music. They're not honest with their fans or audience. Besides over auto-tuning everything, a lot of these artists in this music genre rely on others to create their own songs. It's also teaching people that it's okay to be lazy on songwriting. Just let others do all the work and not give them much credit. It's scummy and manipulative. I would rather have an artist write their own music and not get as much recognition while sounding amazing than a song that goes viral by an artist's music that will die off years later for being popular on things like on YouTube or TikTok. I'm talking to you, Katy Perry. And the last thing, pop music loves to be entitled. What I mean is that they have such an entitled attitude towards their own ego. It's also teaching people to be a bitch or an asshole to fans and the audience because they've made it so big and won amount of awards just because they are that popular. I would like for pop music to stop doing this stupid trend. It's all about money and popularity to them, and at the end of the day, they're just doing it to show more TikTok or YouTube views. To me, I really don't like this at all, and it only shows how fake they really are. Also, I wanted to also say this because I didn't write this in the script, but recently I also heard recent celebrities doing other trends like coming out as non-binary or whatever, which is fine, but you're also just doing this because of social norms nowadays. What I mean by that is that you're not really showing that you really care about it, they're just getting more fans to support you because you just said that. I'm talking to you, Demi Lovato. As stupid as this is, you know, I really also support the LGBT community myself too, but it also just kind of shows that it's unrealistic as well too. If you're just going to come out saying you're non-binary or you're trans, but you're really not. It's also not a good idea to do something like that if you are especially a pop artist. The last genre I want to talk about is rap music. In my opinion, this is the worst one out of all of them. This exploitation on this music style is far worse than the other two. For particular reasons, rap has a combination of trying too hard to stay relevant while acting so entitled. You wonder if they have a criminal record or not. That's how bad the rap community is. Rap will also make anyone, and I do mean anyone, famous as a rapper in any cost. It doesn't matter whether you're talented or not. It's almost a combination of wondering why I trust people. Why would I want to trust 6ix9ine for being attracted to a minor and getting arrested and being put in prison for it, but yet all of a sudden getting released from it? Why would I want to trust Cardi B for drugging and stealing money out of men's pockets, maybe molesting them? I do not trust this particular music genre for one particular reason: rewarding bad behavior. I'm not saying other music genres don't have this problem, but rap and hip-hops especially are the worst in rewarding bad behavior. Forget about the cliche lyrics about women shaking their ass, forgetting about the lyrics about how much of a badass they are using illegal drugs and crime. The bigger issue is behind the scenes of the rap music industry.
Cordy, saying all of these stupid fucking ad-libs over and over again and yelling to probably show her side of things. She just seems like one of those people that would just talk progressively louder to think that she's she's actually winning the argument or the conversation, the debate, whatever is going on. This is an artist that's been confused with a lot of other people. I mean, the way that she flows on a lot of tracks and everything else, I'm not gonna say stolen, but borrowed at times. And also, she's done a lot of shitty things in her personal life to get to where she is now. Need I bring up some of those things? No. I'd rather make it more about the music, but it's hard to just entirely do that when the public persona is so fucking agitating. And I know that some will say that I'm exaggerating for the sake of this, and maybe to an extent, my overextension of my personality and thoughts, sure, but overall, I do just have a ton of fucking hatred for her music. I can't stand it. I can't stand the fact that a lot of people look up to her for some reason and get some sort of motivation or inspiration from her music. Like, how? How are we listening to Bodak Yellow? How are we listening to I Like It and feeling anything other than ear torture?
I know rap music can be poetic and meaningful. I have heard it before, but unfortunately, it's usually only the more political reasons to make it popular instead of ethical and logical reasons like common sense. That's another problem with rap music today, the lack of common sense. Listen, you can argue that they even did that way back in the 70s and 80s, but nothing like it is today. Again, I know there are rappers who actually do use common sense. The rap music industry today just thinks that it's not the popular thing to do, which I've always found that to be bullshit. It's like Slipknot said in their song All Out Life, old does not mean dead, new does not mean best. If people would just stick with this today, we would have not nearly as many problems in the music industry. What do you all think of this topic? Do you agree or disagree? I know I was pretty quick on this, but these are my main problems when I have with these music genres. I know I'm gonna get a massive amount of mixed emotions and mixed opinions on this, and I'm more than likely gonna get a lot more dislikes in this video, but I don't really care. This is just how I feel about the music industry today, and I hope you're having a good day.